We broke this horizontal support at 52K, and we also broke this upward trending support right there. And this means that on the daily time frame, we are technically in a bear market, actually.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin, here with Aaron, joined by TA expert Carl the Moon. Man, how you doing?
I'm doing incredible, guys. I think it's been too long since we made a collaboration, so I'm happy to be back on the channel. So yeah, great to be here.
Absolutely, man. And we cover a lot more fundamental analysis on our end, so we love having TA experts on the channel as well. Before we jump into the charts, generally speaking, are you bullish or bearish?
Well, that depends on the time frame always. People always ask me, Carl, are we going up or down? And it always depends. Like, are we looking at the daily or are we looking at the weekly or the monthly? But most people always want to know about like the longer term. So let's say like next year. Next year, I am definitely 100% bullish. I really, really think next year will be a great year for crypto. But as an analyst, I should never say 100%. So I guess I would put that maybe like realistically at like an 80-90% that we're gonna have like a very bullish next year. But I'm very confident, very, very confident, because I think the bull cycle is just not over yet. But yeah, that's like the short answer for that.
And what gives you that strength or conviction to say next year is going to be so bullish? Is it purely what the charts are showing, the long-term charts, or is there other stuff going on in the world? You personally, what makes you bullish?
Yeah, I would say it's more of a technical thing. When you look at the charts, that the bull cycles seem to indicate that this cycle should top out at a higher price than 70K, where we topped out right now. So basically, in my opinion, if you just kind of go back in history, it would make more sense if the blow off top, the big Bitcoin like top, would be somewhere between 100K and 300K. So as long as we didn't break 100K, for me, I don't think the bull cycle is over.
I'm already sensing there's sentiment is bad right now. I know a lot of people are saying 300K. We went down in the last day. So let's just jump right to the charts. It's one thing to say it. I love when you show it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's pull up the charts. All right, so first of all, we can see this is the Bitcoin price, of course, on the daily chart. And we have broken some very, very key support in the past few weeks. We broke this horizontal support at 52K. And we also broke this upward trending support right there. And this means that on the daily time frame, we are technically in a bear market, actually. And this is something that people don't like hearing, but the same happened back here, actually, when we broke this level at 48K. I remember, I think I was the only YouTuber, like the only technical analyst who said like, we're in a daily bear market now, because that's what happened here.
You're saying exactly as you predicted.
Yes, exactly as I predicted. And so you can be in a daily bear market in a weekly bull market. That's very important to understand, that the time frame is very, very important to keep in mind when you say bullish or bearish, because we can be bearish in the short term while bullish on the long term. And that's what I'm seeing here. We're bearish right now because we have lower highs, lower lows on the daily time frame. So that's a downtrend, and the trend is your friend. However, look at this. If you really zoom out a little bit, let me just go to the weekly and I'll show you a little bit more. So what I mean here. So on the weekly time frame, we have higher lows and higher highs, which means that this is definitely an uptrend. And that's why we have a downtrend in a bigger uptrend, and even if you zoom out really a lot here on the like monthly time frame, we're also in an uptrend. So for me to become bearish on Bitcoin for this like bull cycle, I think we definitely have to break 41K. Like 41K has to be broken for the bears to show any kind of confidence on that bigger time frame. So let me consolidate this into like one very simple thing. As long as we're above 41K, I think we're still in a bull cycle, the big like the big crypto hype cycle. If we break 41K, then it's actually quite likely that, or it's much likelier then that this was the top. That 69K, 70K was the bull market top. But yeah, for now, I'm going to remain bullish on the bigger time frame. And I guess that's what everyone wants to hear anyways, right?
Well, I loved how you gave us different time frames, because honestly, what I want to hear is just, I want to hear what you're personally doing, and also what are those next levels of support or resistance if we go somewhere in the shorter term or longer term. So if we break that 41K support, in that shorter time frame downtrend, what's the next support? I mean, people were screaming 20K 2 months ago. Is a 20K Bitcoin in the books, or is that outrageous? What are your thoughts?
In my opinion, I think 20K sounds outrageous. I don't expect that to happen ever again, actually. But let's assume that we break 41K. The next major point of support that we have to look at is, of course, this level here at 29K. This is a massive level because of previous support there. But I guess the most important question is, if we break 41K, is that the end of the cycle then, or no? If it's the end of the cycle, then I think that means we're probably going to go below 29K. Yeah, because after the bull market top, we usually get 80% correction, and 80% from 70K would be always almost down to like $13,000-$14,000. But I mean, the chance of this happening is extremely low in my opinion. Like, I don't think we're ever going to go below 20K again. If that happens, then I'm going to be extremely surprised. So I guess what I'm saying here is that I don't think that this was the top. So I don't expect this bearish scenario to happen. So if we break 41K, the likely scenario is that we come down, maybe retest 29K, and then we go back up and we shoot up to 300K sometime next year.
Mr. Moon, you know what I've decided? I've decided if it goes down to 13K, I'm still going to hodl. What I'm interested in is, let's switch to the highest time frame you want to go. Let's talk about expectations for 2022. This will be the final question on Bitcoin before we transition to the last few minutes with altcoins. I'm gearing up for a good 2022. You say you're bullish. Show me how bullish, Carl.
Yeah, so I'm not going to really I'm not going to show the chart really. I'll just tell you this, that
then take it off the screen share if you're not showing the chart.
Yeah, I'll do this, and I'll just tell you. I really think that the Bitcoin bull cycle top will be above $100,000. It just makes sense when you look at the previous bull cycles, and I'm very bullish for next year. I think we are going to see $100,000 within 6 months. And I think that as soon as we break 100K, it's a big possibility that we see a massive bull run where we could go to 500K even next year. I think that's a possibility. And whenever we're bearish, people always think it's insane to say these numbers. But I think that when Bitcoin back in 2017 was down at like $1,000-$3,000, people would have said, I'm crazy if I said $20,000 for Bitcoin. They would say that's absolutely insane. But I think that really, like, these things have happened before. Bitcoin tend to surprise you, and I think that Bitcoin can surprise us again. If Bitcoin does not break 100K next year, I would be very, very, very surprised.
Well, this is my biggest takeaway in summation, from the TA today. Short term, we're in consolidation mode / bearish, seeing lower highs and lower lows. That did not invalidate the broader trend on the weekly and the monthly of higher highs and higher lows. Now, if we break under that support, things could change. But right now, there are so many people screaming bear market confirmed. The TA says otherwise in those higher timeframes.
That's exactly it. No bear market is confirmed at this stage on the weekly time frame. But on the daily, yes, we are actually technically in a bear market on the daily, in my opinion.
Awesome. I would love to hear what else you got going on, man. I know.
But
this is how we'll start this off. Give us, besides Bitcoin, give us 3 altcoins that you think are quality going into 2021.
That's a great question. That's a great question. So I'll just try to explain to you what I hold rather than giving any clear recommendation. I think, so basically my second biggest crypto holding is Ethereum by far. I hold a whole bunch of Ethereum. And I've been holding my Ethereum for a long time. I think the fundamentals are there. You have the network effect. You have the first movers advantage when it comes to Ethereum. You have the developers working on it. Like, I think Ethereum is one of those cryptos where you can't really go wrong. It should be in your portfolio, and I hold a bunch, and I'm going to keep holding that for next year. I do believe that in a bull market, Ethereum tends to outperform Bitcoin. We have already seen that. So I already made great returns on my Ethereum against Bitcoin. And if I am correct that Bitcoin will break 100K next year, then I do believe that Ethereum will easily, without a doubt, break 10K. So let me put it like this way. If Bitcoin breaks 100K next year, then I'm very confident that Ethereum will break 20K next year. So Ethereum 20K next year, I think for sure. What is my next biggest after that? I would actually have to go and check out my portfolio in that case, but
you don't know? You don't know your second biggest altcoin holding?
No,
I think that's relatable. I think that's relatable.
Or just any that you could name. It doesn't have to be the exact second biggest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, guys. Like, I don't really check my portfolio so often. I remember back in 2017, I was like, checking every single day, every single hour, like looking, oh yeah, my portfolio is up this much now. I kind of took a step back now in the past couple of years. I deleted my apps. I don't look at my portfolios. I accumulate and I put it away, and I make insane returns on that using staking, yield stuff, but I don't really pay so much attention. And also I have money managers who are they're actually taking care of that. So I'm in good hands. It's just that I like to take a step back and not pay so much attention to that. But as of right now, I couldn't be able to tell you exactly what my portfolio is. To be perfectly honest,
what a problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but I do put a lot of Ethereum and Bitcoin and other cryptos into different yield strategies, making great passive income. And I can make a video about that on my channel, actually, because I think it's a great idea to make passive income. But
on what platforms are you yield farming
on?
Or just lending or whatever you do.
Yeah, so back in the days, I was using BlockFi, but the returns are absolutely horrible there now. So I'm switching.
Austin's wearing a BlockFi hoodie right now. They're a good sponsor.
I'm repping the
No, but they're...
What I like about them is they're fully compliant in the US as of now. And
anywho, I just want some altcoin picks, Carl, because then we're going to get to Kasta. Can you name one other altcoin before we get to Kasta?
One other altcoin. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give a huge shout out to my very good friends over at Swissborg. I'm using the Swissborg app. I think it's amazing. And that's one place where I have some Bitcoin and Ethereum making some nice gains, passive income. I do hold a bunch of the Swissborg token. It's not my third biggest holding, but it's definitely a quite sizable position. So for sure that's one of them. And I think those are my two for now. Maybe if we make another video, guys, next like couple of weeks, I can prepare like 5 nice big coins. So I think that's something I can prepare.
We'll give you the talking points next time.
Guys, Carl is in desperate need of some altcoin suggestions. Please, like he'll look at Carl, you'll look at the chat, right? And you'll see if anybody has any good ideas.
100%, guys. So down below in the comment section, give me some good ideas for what I should buy. And then I will talk more about my top 5 altcoins in my portfolio in the next collaboration that we're making. I think that's a good idea.
Thank you.
Tell us about Kasta, your CMO. This is a new project for somebody who's never heard of it. What is Kasta? Kasta.
Yeah. Kasta. You guys decide how you want to pronounce it. Actually, the word comes from the Swedish word kasta, which means to throw. And essentially, Kasta is a payment solution. We want to make payments instant and free. That's very important for us. So you're throwing money. That's kind of where the name comes from, like throwing the money fast to each other. And the idea came from an app that is very, very huge in Sweden called Swish, where this app gained absolute critical mass adoption in Sweden. Every single one is using it, even the grandmas and like the children, like everyone is using it, sending money to each other. However, it's a banking, like completely centralized solution, fiat. It's like, you know, the banks are, but it's a amazing app. It's so easy to use. And that's exactly what we're doing now. We're replicating a fantastic working product already in Sweden. So we're gonna essentially help people now make payments easy. So instant and free, using your phone number, sending Bitcoin, crypto, fiat, using your phone number. And not only that, we're also gonna have yield strategies where you can make money passively with your Bitcoin, with your Ethereum, with your Kasta tokens. And I think essentially that's like the really like bottom line there. I am the CMO, and speaking of the marketing of Kasta, I think like by now it seems like almost everyone in crypto already heard about Kasta. I did a bunch of like Twitter promotion, a bunch of YouTube promotion, and we have all of the like big influencers already like investing and being on board. And I mean, you guys already, we have good talks about that, right? Essentially we broke 100,000 Twitter followers in like 1 month. And we're very close now to 200,000 email signups on the email waitlist. This week on DeFi trends, we were the #1 most searched token, or the #1 trending token, and we didn't even launch the token yet. And for the month of November, we were also the #1 on DeFi trend and CryptoRank.io. So it's like completely insane how many people are talking about it now. And we still didn't spend even $1 single in marketing. So it's just really, really insane how that's taking off now. And I'm super happy to be part of it. But yeah, I'm the CMO, co-founder. I started this together with the other 3 co-founders. We're all like a Scandinavian, Nordic team, Swedish guys. So it's some Swedish tech, Swedish power making things happen.
Yes. Full disclosure, we do have financial interest in Kasta, and it's, you know, honestly, it's great to see the natural growth that has gained on social media and even mainstream media on Fox News. It's like really cool to see what you guys are doing. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually a very insane thing. Like even Fox News, they've reached out and they wanted to also know more about Kasta. So you know already, I was actually in Fox Business talking about Bitcoin and talking about Kasta in front of millions of people. And I don't think that happened before, that a small...
You're in front of millions of people right now, buddy.
Yeah, we're larger than Fox, or you probably. But yeah, it's a different audience.
But that was cool, dude.
I would love to be on Fox. That's awesome. Hey, did you say that? My final question. you said on Kasta, people will be able to like lend out their crypto and earn yield, or is that correct?
Exactly. That's
Oh,
very important for me that we create a amazing product for yield strategies. Yeah.
all right, Mr. Big Talker. How's it compare to BlockFi?
Well, so basically,
Just kidding,
the
man.
idea, no, but the idea will be different. So BlockFi, from what I understand, is that BlockFi is doing lending, right? So it's like you lend your money into BlockFi and then they lend it out to someone else
To people
and they
like
make.
you to trade.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's how BlockFi works. We will work a little bit different. So Kasta will do yield farming with your money in the background. So for example, if you have a yield farmer, usually if you take your Bitcoin or Ethereum and you go and take these very complex strategies into different like products and doing like crazy things, and like it's a very complex thing, right? Looking for the best yield in different protocols.
I don't
What
have
we
time
want
for
to
that, quite honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, like me too. Like I don't want to sit. That's why I have a money manager doing that for me, right? And that's exactly how the idea came up. Like, why don't we just have someone do this for our users? We create a huge team making fantastic yield strategies, and then we just keep giving out these rewards to our users. So the user makes a bunch of money passively, and we do all the work, and then everyone makes money and everyone is happy. So that's what we want to create for our users. And then you can take all of these rewards and then you can send these rewards to each other for free and instant. So that's Kasta.
Awesome. Links are down below in the video description. Carl, final thoughts for the Altcoin Daily audience.
Well, if you want to be in the first 200,000 people in the wait list, which is always going to give you some extra like benefits and rewards in the future, then sign up to the wait list. I enjoy making these collaborations. I think the most important thing is that when we make collaborations, I think people always enjoy it, and I think we should do that more often. And yeah, I think I should come to US and we should also do collaboration in real life. That would be amazing.
Ooh, that's the dream. Carl, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you sharing your time. Links down below. Thanks, everyone.